to create the greatest version of yourself. And what I mean by that as we look at ourselves and look at our goals and our dreams, there's certain things that we just cannot allow to go without having our attention. I've mastered the art of working on my mind, on my emotions, on creating wealth, on motivating and inspiring people, on my speaking skills, on my level of spirituality. But the one thing that I have neglected and allowed to slip through the cracks was educating myself continuously on my health. As you know, that this is the 21st year that I have defeated cancer that has been in my body according to what the medical establishment says. And, I strongly believe that doctors determine the diagnosis, but God determines the prognosis. And so when I received medical care to prevent the cancer from metastasizing, the chemical that I was injected with put 55 pounds on me. And as a result of that extra 55 pounds, I became diabetic. And as a result of becoming diabetic, I was put on insulin. While I'm very knowledgeable about how to deal with cancer and pain from sciatica, I did not educate myself. I did not master the information on how to deal with diabetes. I just took it for granted that I knew. And this past week I went to Vegas and had to speak, and my insulin was frozen in the refrigerator, which made it impotent. Called my doctor and didn't get a response. I went for a week without my insulin, and I ran the risk of going into a diabetic coma. When I came home, I was immediately rushed to Hillcrest Hospital and was in intensive care for 6 days. I had no idea how serious diabetes is. It's more than just taking insulin. It's more than just taking the time to put together a schedule on a regular basis at the same time to take your medication and eating properly. It's more than that. Diabetes is a treacherous disease. It can take your sight. It can leave you with being a victim of amputations. It can cause a heart attack. I didn't know these things. I had no idea. While in the hospital, I remember something my daughter, Ona Brown, said. She said, gaps are from God. And so while I was there, and the nurses coming in and out, and the doctors, I started reading. I started to study, to learn about diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And I was shocked. Out of ignorance, I had no respect for it. Out of ignorance, I thought I knew, but I didn't know. Master everything that deals with you, that affects you, particularly your health. The other thing is, master the distractions and the incoming of things that life throws at you. Master your distractions. Look at your telephone. There was a special on 60 Minutes. They talked about how the programmers on the telephones, they program these phones with commercials and interruptions to create a mental, emotional, and physical addiction. In order to achieve your goals, in order to have peace of mind, in order to max your life out, in order to develop and to fortify your health, minimize the distractions and the interruptions of your telephone. I now make it a habit to turn my phone off. I wanted to let everybody know who, if you have my phone, don't be surprised if you call and my mailbox is full. My phone is full. I'm minimizing the intake. I'm minimizing the phone calls. I'm minimizing the interruptions so I can think, so that I deliberately can create some space to be still, to be calm, to hear my own voice, to be able to clear my head. See, at the end of the day, I don't need to know what's going on in the world. If there's a nuclear explosion, I'll find out. I will know. I don't need to watch the news. I don't need to be reading every email and Twitter and all the other things that's out there. There's nothing like peace of mind. I believe the reason that only 40% of Americans can get a good night's sleep is because of the constant interruptions. I'm able to sleep better because I start very early turning my phone off, not checking emails or Twitter or anything else, and just preparing myself to be still and to say, "Speak, Lord, thy servant heareth thee." Minimize the distractions, not only from the phone, but from your family members, your children, your friends. Go in the closet and shut the door. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. That kingdom is within you. Find this special place, this sanctuary within yourself, to be still and to step back and look at yourself and ask yourself the question, what's the purpose of my life? What is it that's driving me? What is it that's stressing me out? What is it that I need to let go of? And that brings me to my next point. Ian Levinson has many very brilliant quotes, but the one that I love the most, particularly now, after being released from Hillcrest Hospital in Cleveland, as I sat here in my bed in Columbus, Ohio, preparing to see some of my grandchildren and journaling, writing some thoughts about this day that I spent with a good friend, Pat Funderburg, this day that I spent the majority with myself and just writing my thoughts. And one of the things that she said, give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to the rest from your overflow. Give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to the rest from your overflow. And I realize, as I've been thinking, as I've taken some hits from cancer, from high blood pressure, from diabetes, from pain, from sciatica, that the emotional and psychological hits that I've taken, that I've been giving out and giving out and giving out. And I haven't taken the time to give to myself. I decided I'm going to force myself to take a bath I've been taking showers for a long time. I can't remember the last time that I filled a tub of water and lit a candle like I used to do and had some Epsom salt and some aromatherapy and some soft music and just got in the tub to chill out. I can't remember. It's been so long. I used to do it a lot. And somewhere along the line, I stopped doing it. I became so caught up in life, just rushing to do everything. And we have to, I think, decide to become mindful of doing things that nurture our spirits. I used to have 43 plants and flowers that I used to grow. I remember talking to them and watering them. And somewhere along the line, I became so busy, I stopped taking care of my plants. I used to love to do that. I used to have a garden. I don't have that anymore. I began to get so caught up in life and the things that I used to do to nurture myself, to pamper myself, to go and sit by the water right off Nelson Road. There's a little bridge that I used to go there and sit by the water, Old Intangi Road. I stopped. I go to hotels all over the world and very seldom take time to go down to the steam room or to order a massage or to get in the steam bath. Somebody else has paid for me to stay in a 5-star hotel. And fortunately, traveling with my son Patrick, he enjoys all the amenities of a hotel. And I've never taken the time to do that. I use as an excuse, I'm preparing for my speech. Yeah, right. No. Because at the end of the day, all the interruptions, all the calls that people throw on you, all the crises that are going on, at the end of the day, all the things that you feel that you have to do, all the meetings that you feel that you have to attend, all the people that need to be rescued only by you. When you stop, when you drop, trust me on this, your replacement is standing in the corridor. They'll find somebody else to deal with their problems, or they'll deal with it themselves. Yeah, you're not irreplaceable. You owe it to yourself. Leslie, Calvin Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. I felt like my mama was talking to me because I remember today when I was thinking and journaling that my mother at 5 o'clock, she would stop everything to watch Animal Kingdom and her favorite programs. I remember no matter what I was doing in the world, even when I had my talk show 10 years ago, my mother didn't even watch me. She watched The Price is Right. That was her time. I said, Mama, did you watch me? Fool, I told you who my husband is. The Price is Right. And she didn't let me interrupt that. That was her time for herself. I used to go fishing with my mother. And I decided today, I called my sister. I said, let's go fishing together where We used to go with Mama. Mamie Brown carved out time for herself. That was a good thing. Mama lived to be 89. And I believe the reason, and I'm so grateful to be 72, so many people I know never make 70. They leave here early because they're burnt out. They're stressed out of their minds. And they probably allowed too much incoming, became consumed by too many distractions, that they didn't take the time to nurture themselves and left here prematurely. And so as you look at yourself and look at your goals and look at your dreams, don't try and master every dimension of your life, but make your health and your peace of mind first, because your health is truly your wealth. Your mind affects your body. And look at your relationships and decide not to make somebody a priority who's made you an option. And don't allow yourself to be thrown off and have your energy drained by critics. I did a radio interview this morning in Houston that I do every Monday at 9 o'clock Central Time. And a guest named Zakia, she said something that was profound about critics. She said, be aware of critics without credentials. That's worth writing down. Be aware of critics without credentials. I was talking to one of my children, trying to give them some advice. And he turned on me. And I said to myself, whoa, wait a minute. I don't need this. I just backed up and said, okay, because I knew it within myself, he will need me before I would need him. And when he comes, and he's coming, I'm going to say, I don't invest money in bad thinking. You know so much, go create it yourself. I decided, I resigned from allowing myself to be stressed out or be put on a guilt trip. You're a grown person. I don't owe you nothing. Your mother never had to drag me into court for non-support. You're 3 times 10. Make it happen like I did, smart one. You know, sometimes we get so caught up in this thing called life, and we take on other people's stuff. If we are not mindful, and if we sometimes forget that we're not God. We're not God. My prayer is for you and for myself. Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Mr. Brown,
Yes.
thank you so much for those words. I almost fell over my seat. Be aware of the critics without credentials.
Isn't that a strong one? That'll
That is a
preach,
good one.
baby. That will
That'll
preach. Let
That
the
will
record show Zakia. Be
We gonna
aware
give
of
Zakia
critics without credentials. When she said it, I said, ow! Oh, my Lord, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, but my heavenly Father, which art in heaven.
I am telling you, but tell Zakia I'm going to give her credit the first 3 times, but I'm taking that one.
That's a keeper, baby. That's a keeper.
is a keeper, and I'm just so grateful for you pushing through, going. You've been through so much, and you will not be stopped no matter what tries to
No,
come up
I'm back,
against you.
baby.
You will
I'm
not.
back,
I
and I'm
know.
better. Let the record show. Let the record show.
Absolutely. And
Yes,
it's
I'm
so
eating
true.
my spinach and my Cheerios and everything else. Oh my God! I
Well,
tell
I
you,
am
you know what? I tell you, I've been beaten up so badly. You know, that's why that's when I came up with that quote: "With life knocks you down, try and land on your back because if you could look up, you could get up."
grateful.
Well, I've been looking up, I've been rolling over, I've been crawling, I've been trying to run. It seemed like life grabbed me by the neck and said, "Come on back here. You ain't getting away from me." And I've been praying. I sleep with the Bible and the Holy Quran and the Kabbalah. I've been calling on Jesus, Yahweh, Allah, Melchizedek. I call on the whole gang. I said, "Can you give a brother a break?" Oh, my God. But you know, I'm still here, and I'm so
That's
grateful.
right.
And I know people have been praying for me, and I'm so grateful. Please don't stop. Y'all keep on. Don't stop. Don't lighten up. Don't lighten up. Oh, my goodness. I tell you, at first I said, maybe I need to conserve my energy and not do this call tonight. But I said, this is what I'm supposed to do. I still got my voice. I'm out of the hospital. I'm doing the things I need to do. This might be the last call I will ever make. I don't know. And so I must answer the call. Next week, I want to talk about the best of your life versus the rest of your life. A friend of mine named Melvin has written a book on that, and it's powerful. So I encourage y'all to join me next week. I like to listen to the comments of everybody.